What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Treehouse. I'm joined, as always, by Dan Lear. To my left, we have a returning host, decided to show up this week after taking a couple episode absence.
2 episodes.
Naj Taylor.
Wasn't an extended outing.
When you only are on episode 5, it seems a little long, to be honest with you. You're like a 50% clip.
That makes it 3 out of 5. Now I'm here.
40%. 3 out of 5, okay. All right.
5.
You got Max over there producing everything. And, of course, we have a very special guest here tonight. Good friend of ours, Nick from Broad Street Buddies. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Love being with the whole design crew. I mean, you're all here. This is an honor.
Yeah,
in
right?
your house. This is great.
Well, we actually had you up here, I don't even know, a couple months ago.
Maybe in the summer.
Yeah. It was actually like our first, because the Phillies were on when you were up here.
Yeah.
And we were betting the Phillies live. I'm pretty sure we lost that night, too. And we recorded an entire episode on Broad Street Buddies podcast.
Didn't even get
then we didn't really have the mics working too well for us.
No, it was a big upgrade here.
Right. Well, luckily we got Max over here, but it's definitely good to have you back. And we're here, man. So I think we just wanted to kind of run through, like we do every episode, talking to our branches. Broad Street Buddies, I know a lot about you guys, obviously from you coming up here before, for you guys swinging by me and my buddies' Eagles tailgates, which, I'm grinning over here, but always a good time. But, what's going on? I first met you at the Sixers and 6 tailgate, right when Design Tree started last year.
And that was actually just when we started. Miles and I were there as DJs.
That's right. You had all your DJ equipment.
Yeah, basically we slid in their DMs and said, "Do you guys want to DJ?" And they were actually, we're for this.
Yeah.
So we rented a generator and we loaded up on that god awful rainy day.
Pouring rain.
It was a nightmare of a day.
Yeah.
The only good thing about that was actually meeting you guys.
Are you just sucking up to us? Or
No, because that really kicked this off. We've been talking about doing a podcast before. And we met you, and I gave you. We exchanged cards, and I took yours thinking you're all around this stuff. Like maybe we can DJ something for you, not really even knowing what you do. And then we started putting the podcast and the Broad Street Buddies in motion, and that's where Miles was like, "Let's hit up Drew." I'm like, "There's no way he's going to put this stuff on his website. We're just starting, thinking you're some seasoned vet of the design trade, but design trade is just as grown as we are, and It hasn't even been a year yet.
No.
Because that was, I guess, May.
Right.
When playoffs were going on. So, you got a whole video podcast here.
Right.
The production out there is wild.
Right.
The branches are growing. We're growing. And we met so many of your branches now.
Yeah.
That we love hanging out with. It's an awesome treehouse.
Are you still a Sixers fan?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah, I am.
Well, that's fine.
I like trolling on the internet, I know.
Yeah, every time I see you now, you were drinking on the back of the RV saying how much you love Jimmy Butler. Then pictures were leaked by the Broad Street Buddies that we actually posted today on our Twitter account. And, you're literally wearing a Miami hat and a Miami Jimmy Butler jersey. And I believe at some point during the tailgate, you also mentioned to me that you wanted to change the name of Broad Street Buddies to the South Beach Buddies.
That was a joke. The South Beach Buddy ones, because you guys were trolling me about the whole Miami Jimmy Butler thing. The Miami hat.
There's a lot of proof against you.
There is, yeah. I'm not looking well here.
We're gonna have to go into a tweet check.
Go for it. I'll point them all out to you. The Miami hat I bought in Miami.
Right.
I saw some girl wearing that in the club we went to the first night.
Could you enlighten us on this one?
Yeah, that's me on my couch. That's
looking very happy, by the way.
That was the picture I was used. Miles took that picture. He was over. We were going out that night.
I love Jimmy Butler, and I don't care who knows.
I'm a Jimmy Butler fan. I don't care who knows.
Same.
I mean that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll tell everyone I'm a Jimmy Butler fan.
Can I not be a Jimmy Butler fan?
No, you definitely
I don't think there's a reason to not like him. Now,
I agree with that.
I mean, the guy doesn't shoot threes when he's in a bad mood.
That sounds like another guy I know. named
Yeah,
Ben
thank
Simmons.
you.
No,
Can
he just
you
doesn't
not
shoot
bring that
threes.
up?
Jimmy Butler will literally go like 6 games and not take a single three.
If he's not feeling it, he's not feeling it.
He was never a good three-point shooter.
He's a drama queen.
Trying
he did
to
that on purpose.
Look, he can be. He's not a perfect person.
No.
I get that.
No one is.
I get that. He's not probably a perfect teammate either.
Exactly.
But I mean, you can't say you did not want to give him a max contract last year when he started coming into his own. After that first few months got over with and he found his role,
he's a
taking
guy
over
who
games.
thinks he's a 10, but he's an 8. And
It's
we've
pretty
seen
good.
players like that before. Carmelo
Look,
Anthony.
if he's the
Stop.
best,
They don't win
Just
rings.
stop right now.
if Jimmy
Just stop
Butler
right now.
is the
rings.
best
Stop right now.
player on
They don't
your
win
team,
rings.
you're not going to win
Stop
anything.
right now.
No,
But he
I
was the
agree.
second best player.
The
on
guy
your team.
was delusional enough to think that the Miami Heat were going to treat him remotely like they treated Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, that was dumb by him. I'll give you that. That was dumb by him.
So his last 7 major decisions were all really dumb.
Maybe, yeah.
But he's
Have
playing.
you already
he's
yours?
I think it's time I officially declare myself a Miami Heat fan.
I was trolling.
We came prepared tonight.
You were just
You guys
trolling?
did.
This is
Well,
just
these are the
trolling?
questions
So that
Twitter
was
wants
all right.
to
So
know.
that was the night we lost, right? That was the
Yes.
night we lost to Miami. That stupid game where Tobias missed a dunk
Right.
and Tyler
And you
Hero
thought
hit that
about
stupid
you thought
three.
about abandoning
I
the
was
team
barely
that
watching the game. I was watching
season
Clemson
tickets
Ohio
for
State
5
game.
years.
So I'm wearing that Miami Heat hat backwards.
Right.
My close friend of mine that night, he asked if he could wear my Jimmy Butler shirt out because he wore it every night out in Miami. So sure, you can wear it. So after that game, I'm like, hold on, let me throw the jersey on. And I take that picture of me that you probably have archived.
Oh yeah, I
You
have
say,
saved on my
Heat
computer.
Nation, baby. I was drinking that night. I was totally drinking
Dude,
that
that's-
night. And I decided, I'm like, I'm going to play into this. And Miles throws it all back at me on
Oh yeah.
the Broad Street Buddies account.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you can.
I
just throw that stuff
I get
around.
very frustrated with Ben Simmons,
I don't know if
and
you
I
just
will
throw
troll
that
him to
stuff
the
around.
death
Why do you get frustrated with Ben Simmons?
because he has not elevated his offensive game at all in 3 years.
That's actually interesting. You bring that up. Nick.
Here we go.
I probably have complimented Ben Simmons on my Twitter.
So this is when Joel first went out. Not even watching the Sixers, but I assume Ben Simmons is playing like garbage, and they look lost without Embiid. How many games did we win in a row there? Is that 4?
Well, what date was this? Who were they playing?
This was on December
This was the
31st
Pacers game.
when we lost.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I chose to play PlayStation 2 that night. But that game was nonsense. They lost by like 30 points to a bad Pacers team.
But to the point though, like to say like Ben Simmons is not playing well over the last month is just statistically incorrect.
No,
has been.
he said he hadn't elevated his game in 3
That's
years.
his offensive game, guys.
Which-
This is the
No,
No,
elevation.
looking at averages, he has not.
Points, assists, rebounds.
This is the
Statistics,
elevation.
it's not- no, that's not an elevation.
We're taking off right now.
He doesn't shoot. He doesn't shoot the ball. I'm not even talking about
Doesn't
the three.
need to.
He
Who was the
needs to.
MVP
No.
last season?
Giannis.
Yeah.
He shoots. He's not
Giannis
great.
lets the ball go. That's stop. He lets it go.
Did he
Here's the
last
thing.
year? Not even as much last year.
So we talked about this
More than Ben
rift
Simmons.
between
Far
Embiid
more.
and Simmons, right?
Right.
They don't
Yeah.
coexist. Their games don't complement each other and all that.
Yeah.
Embiid's done things to expand his game. He works on passing out of double teams. He takes outside shots. He works on different offensive moves to expand his game. Ben Simmons doesn't.
Isn't
He-
Ben Simmons being
Really?
more
Embiid
aggressive?
does?
Being more aggressive?
Yes.
He's the same player he was last year. What has he improved?
Well, last year, not much. I mean, at this point, there's not much for him to improve other than his health.
And
I would
working
agree
out
with
double
that.
teams.
Pass.
I agree with that.
Passing out double teams, yeah, and I
His
brought that up.
decision making,
Right.
his late game performance.
And
Well,
Ben
a
Simmons' late game
center,
performance
it's
is
very
questionable.
difficult for a center to be the go-to guy at the end. That's where Jimmy Butler comes into play. This,
Right.
That's why it worked so well. Like as dominant as Dwight Howard and like Shaq ever were, you could never have went to them in the guts of the game.
No, I agree.
Sure.
And that's
I
why the
agree.
Magic struggled and they actually ended up winning anything. As dominant of a player as he was.
Well, here's what I disagree with you is saying that Ben Simmons hasn't elevated his game. And I know it is a very short sample size, but the fact that he, even last night with Embiid back in the lineup, his aggressive gameplay and the way he has been attacking the rim and making foul shots, to me, is 100% more important than him developing any type of shot.
I agree. If he starts getting to the line more, which he has been over the last 5-6
And
games,
hitting at a high percentage.
yes, I will give you that. I need to see that from him first. And then we can talk about a mid-range jumper. You know, what got me all this hate and what started, the world war against the Broad Street Buddies, mainly me, was me saying I trade Ben for Jimmy straight up.
Right
now.
Damn.
You were a few beers deep in the back of the RV.
That
when we
one's
were
a
talking
little.
that.
You got a guy who's about to be out of his prime in like half a season.
Nah, he's not going to be out of his prime.
Versus a 23-year-old phenom.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think...
Half a season.
Look, I don't...
Just saying, like, if we could flip Joel for like a Dame Lillard or someone, then I'm really entertaining that offer.
Ben Simmons wouldn't want to
Because
stay.
at this point,
why would Dame and Ben fit?
Number one, I mean, this whole argument is based off hypotheticals because I don't see anyone trading Joel or Ben. No. And I also see, just being Philly and the way we constantly handle contracts and everything, if by chance we get 1 or 2 rings over the next 5 years, we're going to give them both big-ass contracts again because that's just what Philly does, especially after we win. I mean, I honestly think that Ben Simmons is going to develop into the best player in the NBA. And honestly, if he keeps up the pace that he's been playing over the last 30 days, he'll be in the MVP race this year.
All right.
That's
way worse.
That's
way worse. MVP?
MVP race.
That's outrageous.
That is outrageous.
MVP race.
He should keep up this pace. He wouldn't even be on an All-NBA team.
Are you kidding me?
No, I agree.
No, I'm not kidding
If
you.
he is dropping 24 games,
24 games not enough for MVP.
So you're saying he's one of the 3 best.
Assists,
You're saying when he's a top 3 guard in the NBA.
Yes.
He's not. First, I'm not a Kemba guy, but he's not out playing Kemba this year. Kemba's scoring 27 a game.
He should be
at
the All-Star starter.
What else is he doing?
What?
Kemba?
Yeah.
I mean,
Trae Young?
The numbers Trae Young is putting up and Ben start over
Young
him? Are you out of your
wins.
mind?
Trae Young,
That's not what the All-Star game is about.
Trae Young,
Yes,
that's
it is.
another
The
one.
All-Star game is not about team wins. It never has been.
It actually.
It's about stats.
When has it ever been about team wins?
I've seen a million times be like, you can't give the
All-Star
Hawks
reserves.
2 All-Stars because they have 15 wins. Like, that's a talking point.
They had a bunch of
talking
bunch of reserves that get voted in by the coaches. When has All-Star starting ever been voted by team wins?
Trae Young being an All-Star starter is a fucking
mind.
joke. It's an absolute joke.
Well, Ben Simmons shouldn't be an All-Star.
No, but I mean,
Are you serious?
That's a joke.
That
is a joke.
That Ben Simmons should be starting in the All-Star game? That's a joke.
He's not better. He's not better than Kemba. Ben Simmons right now. He's not
better than Trae Young.
He's not better than Kemba Walker.
Look.
There's 2 guards.
Here's why I say that if Ben Simmons continues this pace, he will be in the MVP race because he is almost putting up a triple-double every single night and playing all defensive player of the year type of defense. I mean, how can you ignore someone who's going to be dropping 24 a game with 10 assists, 12 rebounds, 3 steals, and probably like 1 or 2 blocks? And if he's averaging that, he's an MVP candidate.
What makes you think he's going to be averaging that? First of all,
over the last 30 days. That's literally what he's been averaging right now. 18 points a game, 10 rebounds, 10 assists a game. He's almost averaging a triple-double right now over the last 30 days.
He's got a tendency of only showing up against bad teams.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, you can bring up the Lakers game. Right. I mean, they were at the end of a long stretch, looking ahead to, at the time, what they thought they were playing the Clippers on Tuesday. I mean, look, he's... I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's very good.
I know.
And I think he has the ceiling to be like the next best player in the NBA. But I haven't seen it from him yet. I mean, he doesn't shoot the ball. He turns the ball over too much. He does that stop and go and turn around thing.
I mean,
it's year 3 now. If this were year 2, I'd be mostly siding with you.
Okay.
What else you got?
I mean,
I don't see it.
All right. Let's check out some of the highlights of the NBA Twitter world. Here's Rondae Hollis-Jefferson asking a really pertinent question.
I got a question for all y'all. How do they know what dinosaurs look like if they wasn't here? They wasn't here.
it's a valid
How
point,
you
actually.
put flesh on something you never saw? I need answers. I need them. I got a question for all y'all.
That's your boy. He's from your boy.
Does anyone have answers for Rondae?
No, I can't help him.
I mean, look, if you handed me a skeleton version of a T-Rex, I'd fucking put flesh on that bitch.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't even see this
that sounded a little weird. But I will. If you look at a skeleton, Rondae, of a T-Rex, you could easily color over it, and it's gonna look like what we all think a T-Rex is. So not only do I not like that, I mean, you are from, our area, so I do respect you for that, but just look at his skeleton, print out a picture of a dinosaur skeleton, and just take a crayon and trace around it and color it in.
I can't help Rondae on that one. I have no idea how they fucking did it. Like, I don't know.
I just told you.
They just put flesh on that bitch? I don't think that's an answer.
I mean, you basically, it's like you have a frame and you put like a cloth over it, and it's like, this is what it looks like now.
Right.
That's what they did.
But it's like, how
Okay.
did they determine how the skin was so scaly? Like, our skin is a scale. Like, why and how did they determine it was a reptile?
Because they saw a lizard and they were like, this
Yeah.
looks like a
Yeah,
little
they
version
have.
of that big ass.
Because they took
I
a
guess
green
that's what it
crayon.
is.
They took a green crayon.
yeah.
And by the way, everyone always gets on me because I say crayon,
you're
like
saying
crayon.
Yeah, I was really.
You're
baffled
really
there.
saying that right.
Whatever. I say crayon.
Can you stop?
I've never heard that.
I say crayon.
Why do you keep saying green? How'd they know it was green?
I guess the
They guessed.
Everyone knows
I
dinosaurs are green, bro.
Okay. I don't know,
A
dude.
big- a
How
big-
many dinosaurs were there?
Probably like 20, if I had to guess.
He wasn't there.
Do you think he's a good basketball player?
Fuck about a dinosaur.
Rondé?
I mean, he's like Mike Scott.
Average bench player.
Do you know Ben Simmons had trouble, getting by him when he was defending him? Did you watch the
Dude, we're
Raptors
talking.
game?
We're
Way
not
to
talk-
loop that
we're not
back. I
talking about
respect
right
that.
now.
I saw that. It was the first thing because I was getting angry watching that game. I'm like, this dude can't get past Rondae Hollis-Jefferson.
We're honestly trying to have a good time.
All right, what you got next, dude? Hit us. What's the name of this
Is
club?
this this
Bowling
fucking-
guy?
Call it these guys, you wouldn't expect me
Oh god.
to miss either. To
Just
be
to
honest.
get
This
into that
is
yellow.
bocce,
Just to
by
get
the
into
way.
that
You
yellow.
Is
know
that
the
what that
bowling
is?
guy. It's bocce.
I don't know what it
Get
is.
into the giant. That's what the target is.
That's shot though.
It's a sport of class. It's bocce ball.
That
It
is
is
a
fucking
filthy
phenomenal.
bocce.
All right, no.
That is a filthy botch.
Explain what it is.
He's like way too calm though after that.
What do you mean? You never played bocce ball before?
Do I look like a motherfucker that's played bocce ball?
I mean, that's.
I never even knew.
I'm
what
not
it
even
was.
gonna take it there.
You know
But
what?
bocce
This
ball.
thing says World Indoor Bowls Championship.
I mean, the
I
fact
think
that you
this-
didn't know that was bocce ball is like out of control.
Can you explain to me what he just did? Anyway.
All right, so look, he has to get as close. He has to get as close as he can. This is just my basic. This is just me gathering this from the video. He has to get to that yellow ball,
Yeah.
but they put this block around it, right?
Okay.
So he's like, "What am I gonna do?" Fix it right in there,
balls.
dude. Just, it doesn't matter what you think about bocce. You gotta have respect for that man right there.
I mean, it's a nice.
No,
shot.
I agree that is pretty ridiculous, and I don't understand how he's so calm about that.
Yeah, I got a
He's
hot
badass.
take. I got a hot
He's a
take.
badass motherfucker.
Fuck him. Cause
Fuck the bocce guy.
Wait, but that's your take on this?
yeah, fuck
that
him.
guy?
What I give a fuck about this dude for?
Dude, just look at that. He's
I
a
mean,
talented guy.
listen,
Congrats, bocce man.
Everyone's
Fuck,
got their
he's
own
a talented
opinions.
man.
That's
I mean-
fine.
I'm probably gonna. I mean, it's one of those things.
You're on the
like,
fucking
it's
side,
great,
too?
But you kind of do forget. I will forget about that in 2 days.
Fuck.
I'll remember Rondae
I'll never
asking
forget
that
about
question.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up at my next family party. I'm like, Dad, I got a question for you.
Interesting.
What else we got?
Interesting. Okay, so I like this. This was from the Utah Jazz Rockets game the other night. Just take a look at our guys, Joe Ingles and Rudy Gobert. Put on a little flop show.
Jeez.
Well,
did
one,
see
he
that.
walked like all over that fucking thing.
I mean, come on, guys. What are they teaching you in the Jazz
Maybe not.
locker
Maybe
room?
not actually.
Look at Rudy. Like Rudy, you have probably 30 pounds on this
I mean,
man.
dude, they play in
Just
Utah.
got pushed over. Look at him. Look at Rudy on the ground.
He's saying he caught a bow.
Jesus.
It looks like he
Look at
caught a bow.
Rudy.
It looks like he caught a bow in the midsection. Hold on, watch the elbow. Boom.
He's
He
on
caught
his
a bow.
face.
He caught a. It
He's
was
soft as baby shit. That's the problem with Utah, man.
Whoa. He's
They're
French.
soft. Everyone on Utah's soft. Joe Ingles, soft.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, soft.
Joe Ingles looks
Donovan
like
Mitchell,
everyone's-
who I do. Bro Street Buddies gets into it with Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, he did. He liked a bunch of our stuff.
Damn.
We were in his head one
I
night.
forget what was the one
Future-
tweet.
future
So it was
sixth
the,
man of
remember
the
the
year.
Jazz? The Jazz beat us,
Right.
And Miles put out that tweet of the dude on the horse, with the which I still can't believe is a real picture.
Right.
He puts that out just about every game.
Yeah, that goes.
And-
That's right
yeah.
over near like the man center
Just
and
a
everything.
casual
Yeah.
tweet.
And so we were like going to beat Utah tonight. Donovan Mitchell, 6th man of the year, talking some trash. Probably brought up the rookie of the year thing. I don't know. There was a few tweets.
Yeah.
And the whole state of Utah put that in their archives. And after the game, when they beat us, this is us without Embiid, because he was suspended. They went after us. Like, first, some guy said something about, like, Ben being the loser, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna talk some shit back to this guy. I'm gonna talk some shit back to this guy. And then, like, 3 more come. I'm like, do I really want to go into this? And then, like, more and more. And we're getting, like, over hundreds. And now Donovan Mitchell's liking the tweets. I'm like, what is going on? Utah's coming for our heads right now.
Thanks, Donovan.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, Ball Street Buddy's never really on our side. I need to talk to Miles about that.
I mean, it's not just him.
You're not riding with the tree?
No, I always ride. I'm here. I always ride with the tree.
You ride with the train.
On Twitter, I'm an instigator.
Well, yeah. Well, I would like you to instigate on our side of the thing when someone's telling us that we stole their dumbass design from T-Public.
Yeah, but that's different. That's different. They're coming at you. They're coming at all of us. They're going to attack the brand. No. But I mean, if it's over some like dumb shit, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start throwing fuel into this.
This is our great Al Horford just taking a free throw.
Oh yeah.
Not really doing anything wrong. And Steph Curry throwing some shade.
Wait, run that back.
I mean, look, it's not the best form. Like, not everyone can be the greatest shooter in NBA history, man.
Well, first of all, maybe he was trying to adjust his form so he could shoot like Al Horford.
You think he was making some tweaks? Was he like, maybe I should?
I don't know, maybe, but
I think if anyone's allowed to talk shit on someone else's shooting form, it'd be Steph.
Look, what am I going to say to Steph?
I'm not going to comment.
What's that?
What am I going to say to
gonna
Steph
comment
right
on
now? What am I going to do? Call him a loser? Like, he's probably the greatest shooter of all time.
That's my guy.
And he's.
I'm with you.
I'm not a big fan of his.
I mean,
but he's the best shooter of all time. He's champion. Like,
Al Horford, besides in the last couple minutes of a game, he's been a bum this year. So there's my opinion on that. I think he will have that veteran presence when we are in the playoffs, and he is clutch at the end of the game. I think he calms everyone down.
He's like,
but I am not going to sit here and tell Steph Curry not to mock that free throw shot because, quite honestly,
you're all right with that?
it was a little skeptical.
Everyone's all right with that?
I'm feeling all right about it.
Let's get back into talking about Broad Street Buds.
all right.
So, what's like the most difficult part of like having to, run like a blog and a website?
Creativity, like how to get readers. Like, I mean, I put that piece out on Kobe. I wanted to do that because like I said earlier, he's probably my favorite player growing up. But there was a million articles on Kobe that day.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing you see on social media now.
Originality. I mean, I don't want to be just throwing random stuff out there. I don't want to be clickbait. I don't want that title of just having some nonsense article that's clickbait. But at the same time, growing, we want more eyes on us. So, like, how can we be clickbait but not clickbait? How can we be clickbait but they stay on the page for a little bit? So
yeah, and I mean, I think with that too, and correct me if I'm wrong, but just like consistency and to be able to always keep up with it, especially when you're like trying to grow it. I feel like someone I'm always like kind of amazed with is just like we had the guys in here from Branded Sports, and granted they write about everything.
Yeah,
but they all work full-time jobs. I know like Joe and everyone, they're like parents and like married and stuff, but the amount of content that they are able to consistently put out is actually kind of like impressive. Like they are just writing blogs, about anything that happens.
Yeah.
So that has to be hard to like just always be putting out content as it happens, ready to go.
It is. Paul used to just feed articles out. He used to drop us like 2 or 3 a day sometimes.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, it was in the summer, and we were crazy busy at work. So I'm working normal, like 9 to 5, and then plus overtime.
Right.
So I'm putting 10 hours of work in a day. I'm driving home. I work down the main line at this time. And I'm coming home, and I'm like editing and doing SEOs and all that stuff for like 2 or 3 articles. And Miles is doing the same. So we're actually working really on the clock from like 9 to like almost 10.
Yeah.
Like we were just so dedicating that we had so much writers at that time and so much volume. And we're like, we gotta get this stuff out.
Speaking of Drew's takes, on our first podcast, Drew put out the statement that if the Sixers weren't third place in the Eastern Conference by the end of January,
correct,
he would eat a XXL T-shirt.
Yes.
Have you?
So right now it is January, 28th?
29th.
29th. We got a game tomorrow.
So, you know what, Drew? I think you're officially, we're officially not going to be in the top 3. Looks like we're, a game and a half behind the Heat right now.
If we would have won both of these, if we would have won both of these games and Tobias Harris would have made that stupid dunk, you probably would have been in third, and you'd be off the hook from this.
Right.
But
So now I should blame Tobias Harris for the fact that I threw you a t-shirt.
Yeah,
you missed a dunk.
Honestly, yeah. I mean,
You have to
eat.
Literally, I bring this up every week. I'm like, I might die if I try to eat a cotton t-shirt. And everyone's just like, yeah, you might. And no one comes to my defense and be like, wait, maybe we shouldn't do this. So, like, I've been begging for someone to be like, hey.
You could have bet other things. You could have said, like, I would eat, like a Wendy's cheeseburger with 9
but
burgers on it. Like,
early
something
December,
like
you
that.
thought the Sixers were going to be in fifth or sixth place in
No.
the East.
It was a
Right.
bold take.
No.
It wasn't even
And
a
you're
bold take
paying
at that
dearly.
time.
But is it like, really worth putting your life on the line?
But we're going to see what happens, I mean, we can't even get into a tie in third, huh? This is tough. This is going to be a tough one to take.
Jimmy
the
Butler
stomach,
and the
man.
Heat
All right, wrapping this up, we're going to run through a bunch of different topics super quick. Not much room for discussion, but just to get everyone's pulse check about this stuff. Number 1 is Markelle Fultz good?
Average.
No, bench player.
No, he's not good.
No, absolutely not. He's not good. The media likes to overhype him and also say that Philadelphia disrespected him and treated him like shit. Total bullshit. If you tweeted that, you're a coward.
I was triggered.
That is just ridiculous.
I showed him so much love and patience.
Absolutely.
Everyone did.
We all
Everyone
did.
did.
There's not many athletes in the city who were such like a bust and still got like standing ovations when he basically sat out for a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing's ever like that happened. He was first overall
Seriously.
pick that couldn't figure out how to
He
be better
got
than
the
TJ
easiest-
McConnell.
He got the easiest Philly treatment
Ever.
anyone's ever gotten.
Problem with him is he came from Washington, played up in the Pacific Northwest. No one really follows or cares about basketball up there. And then he came to one of the biggest sports markets in America, and he totally crumbled. And now you're seeing flashes of what he should have been all along, but now is in Orlando, where, again, no one gives a shit about basketball, and he's having some success. Should we fire Brett Brown?
Yes.
Yes, I'm not a Brett Brown fan.
I think given the rest of the season, and then it's time to go if we don't win the finals.
I agree. I don't like mid-season firings. Just fuck
Yeah,
your whole
that's
team
probably not
up.
going to do anything.
You can't fire him mid-season. We'll
gonna
see
work.
how it works out. If we are not in the Eastern Conference Finals, and it's a close Eastern Conference Finals, then I think we got to switch it up, see what another coach can get out of our young perennial all-stars. Biggest all-star snub?
Jimmy Butler. You talking about starters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, starters.
Jimmy Butler.
Butler deserves over Trae Young for what he's done.
Ben
I agree.
Simmons.
It was not Ben Simmons.
That's the
Stop.
fanboy in you.
Yeah, please.
Look, man.
Not that I'm not fanboying, but
People were talking about Ben Simmons on the All-Star team.
Who?
he'll be on the All-Star team, maybe.
He's going to make the All-Star team.
That's not a.
As
He's a
a
reserve.
starter, I mean, as a
No.
starter.
No, I have not heard anyone bring up his name as a snub in the starter. Neither
I
two
have.
of you count.
Bill Simmons.
Oh,
Fuck what Bill Simmons says.
Super Bowl prediction. Who you guys got?
I think the Chiefs are going to win by a field goal or so.
Okay.
The 49ers. I think that pass rush is just going to be too much.
49ers defense. I'm taking 49ers also because Blue Wire, Kevin Jones, and all of his guys are big San Francisco 49ers fans. So I'm definitely rooting for them. I don't give a fuck about Andy Reid. He's not here anymore. We already got a ring. I'll go 49ers, but really just because of their defense. But if they can't run the ball like they have been and the game is on the line with Jimmy Garoppolo and the ball in his hands, they might run into some trouble. But I'll still take 49ers.
I don't give a shit either way, because I give a fuck about football. But I'm gonna go with Kansas City for Andy Reid and for the fact that I was a Dante Hall fan when I was a kid.
Okay.
Mad to
Other-
go to.
Remember when Chad?
Oh my god!
Remember when Chad Ochocinco used to call him Dante Fall because
Yeah.
he couldn't cover him? That was awesome. What's the next question here? Drew Smith's hair, yes or no? Well, that's not really fair. I've been
Well, you
wearing
gotta
a
show
beanie.
it first.
I've been wearing a beanie though. Like,
Wow.
I got a little hat hair going on, but I mean it's definitely getting long.
What's the goal with it? Like, do you want to wear it like that, or
I might just start wearing it like this now and be like, "Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Design Tree."
you don't have to start putting like bait?
No, I don't really have an end game for my hair, but it is the winter, and we work at a place, Rush Ortiz, throw on the beanie, and you don't really have to like worry about that shit around here. So
That's cool.
we'll see how far we can go.
Yes or no?
I support it. I'm a long hair guy. I don't obviously have it. I threw it out before in the past. I like to do it again. I like the long hair on men.
Oh, thank you.
I support it too. Follow your dreams, man.
Thank you.
Respect. I mean, you see me, you know what I support.
Yeah.
So.
You just gotta let it go. Tell you what, man. If I was black, I would have the fro like this fucking big. Is that not okay to say? I'm saying I like it. I'm into it.
Holy shit.
Is that not okay to say?
I'm not prepared for that shit.
Why? Is that not okay to
Wow. My
I'm
wife
not gonna
just
tell
texted
you
me.
what's okay to say.
say? Is that not okay to say?
No, I don't think. Shit. Why you putting me in this spot? It's cool to say.
Yeah, I mean, you ever thought about like, yo, like we obviously have different
He's gonna
types of
double down.
You know what? Obviously have different types of hair. I'm just saying, like, if I had that type of hair, I'd have a fro.
Well, we gotta go to the next
So-
I don't know why it's a
question.
bad thing to say.
We're just wondering.
What-
I don't know why it's a bad thing to say.
Every week we drop a keyword, right?
Yes,
Drew?
we do.
Tell us about that.
Every single week, our guest drops a keyword. Someone actually listens to this shit and they mention it on Twitter.
I haven't turned it off.
Drew's unhinged.
We hook them up with a T-shirt from your store,
Ah,
so you can make the keyword.
ready for this one?
Yeah.
Jimmy G buckets. That's my key phrase.
Jimmy G buckets, like Jimmy Garoppolo getting buckets.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. But yeah, that'll do it. Nick, thanks so much. I love shooting the shit with you, man. This is a couple times that we've done this already. It's always fun. We'll have to do it again soon. We'll get Miles up here and we'll definitely make it happen. So thanks for coming. Next week, we will be back with the Pigeon Coop and the Doodle Artist from the Treehouse. That's a wrap.